dropping in on you. Hope everybody is closing out your week on a good note. Remember what I always say, no matter what, no matter where you're at, no matter how it seems to be going, if you are still breathing, you are still in the fight. It is Friday. That means it's Focus Friday. And we're going to talk about a couple of important things that make it very difficult to focus on the things you need to focus on to achieve the things you desire to achieve in life. It's going to be real brief. I decided to do a little different today, and I'm going to do a lot more of this, some on-site stuff while I'm doing things that I actually love to do. Those who have followed me for some time know that I have been in the health and fitness arena literally all my life. First business I ever started 30 plus years ago. God, I'm old. 30 plus years ago was Stay Fit Fitness and Training, which is now Master Fitness 21. And so I've prided myself in being in shape. There have been a couple of times that I've let it slip a little bit, but somewhere around approaching 50, I really got so caught up in this business and what it was doing that I let myself go pretty badly. I gained a total, after when it was said and done, a total of almost 60 pounds over what I should have been. Could say 65 pounds, depending on what we want to really talk about, where I want to be. So I've lost over 50. Definitely has made a change in so much. Oh, yeah, you would also know that in March, the first week in March, 2020, over a course of 7 days, I had 5 heart attacks. That was the clarion, but it still didn't trigger me enough to really make me get focused. It was a visit to my daughter on her birthday and a picture she took. I don't know why that did it, but I looked and I said, man, this guy on this picture cannot be healthy. And this is one of the reasons why he's not. And so I made it my goal that by my birthday, which was basically 10 months later, I would have lost 50. I did, and I've been working on now getting in better condition and everything. So I'm actually at one of the parks I walk at before I go to the gym or after I come from the gym. I haven't been to the gym today yet. I stopped here first. So look, let's talk. Focus. Focus is all about prioritization and what you give your attention to and what you resist in the way of distraction. A lot of times we haven't prioritized correctly. We haven't really truly looked at all the things on deck, all the things that are before us and said, is this what I need to be doing? What is the most important thing? What is it that changes my situation? What is it that changes my life? What is it that will give the day the best value? One of the things I understand when I wake up is if I've got more things to do today than will get done. So then it becomes a question of prioritization. What are the most important things? What are the things that are going to have the greatest impact? Not what is going to be the easiest thing to check off my to-do list, off my task list. That's something that we tend to do too. We want to get as many checks where we've scratched off stuff so it looks like we've been busy during the day. And you've knocked off stuff, but if you didn't knock off the things that have the impact, you didn't make a lot of progress. This is about progress, not optics. And you have to understand that. So the first thing you need to do is literally either the night before, I tend to do it the night before, sit down and prioritize your day. I would suggest getting a high performance planner, a planner that's not just going to ask you what you want to do, but literally prompt you to journal, prompt you to answer questions about what you're planning on doing today, what's most important today. And also at the end of the day, the same journal each day is going to ask you how well did you do in those areas, and it's going to hold you accountable. I use one, have been using one for a while. The one I use is created by Brendan Burchard, but there are a lot of them out there. Zig Ziglar has a great one. But find one. You can get one for maybe a little over $20. There are some that are a little more than that, but you can get a good one for under 30. And I promise you, it will definitely change your life. But the most important thing is really a state of mind. Wake up knowing what you have to do. Do the tough things first. Why? Because you mentally have stamina. Where your mental stamina is going to be dependent on what you eat, your level of stress, and your environment you're in. A bunch of things are going to tell you how effective you can be for how long during any course of the day. Also, men, you work on and operate on a 24-hour cycle. So when you wake up in the morning, your testosterone levels are going to be at their highest. And what that means is you're going to be aggressive. You're going to be in that go get it mind state. That's when your libido is at the highest, but it's also probably not the best time to make decisions, but it's an awesome time to knock out real challenging tasks that require your energy and effort. So just something for you to think about. With ladies, depending on where you're at in your 28-day cycle, learn your body, learn your mindset, learn your mood, research and learn how these cycles impact your performance, and schedule your entire month where you're operating in that as much as you can. Obviously, if you're doing things at the job, they're going to have things that you have to do daily. But you want to manage as much of your life as possible. You want to take away the stresses. Now, here's the thing. You got to learn how to turn off the noise. You have to learn how to turn off the noise. There are going to be all kind of things going on, fires to put out, people complaining, people questioning what you're doing, a bunch of people who are going to have negative opinions about your aspirations, about your vision, about your dream, where you're going. Let me tell you something. One of the most important things that I had to learn as I progressed to do the things that I've done in this world, be a prolific writer, become an international life strategist and performance psychologist, compete at a high level in sports, start and bring to profit 47 businesses over 35 years. The one thing that I had to learn is the people that I wanted most to get behind me and believe in me and cheer me on wasn't necessarily going to be those people. Those people are not 9 times out of 10 the people you grew up around, the people you grew up in the house with, the people who knew you when you were yay high, and they knew the environment you came from, and most likely came from that same environment. And in that environment, there's not a lot of people doing what you're talking about doing. And so they're fixed in their paradigms and what they expect out of life. And they're trying to keep you in that box, not because they don't want you to succeed, but because they think you're going to harm yourself failing. And most of them, now there's some people that actually want you to fail just because, but most people that actually are in your filial circle, your family, and those who are friends, childhood friends, they're just saying, hey, man, you're going to go out there and bust your head. And my thing is, man, I'd rather bust my head than to sit up and warm the bench in life. And that's the decision you're going to have to make. Am I willing to get up there and go? You're going to have people who tell you you can't. It's your responsibility to reject that. You're going to have people that's going to tell you that, you know, all different type of things. There are people out there that can quote every reason that businesses fail in the first 5 years, but they don't know anything about the reasons that businesses succeed in the first 5 years. They decided what they're going to focus on, because you can find anything out there, especially with the internet, that will support what you're thinking. So you got to guard your thoughts. You've got to sit up and say, I'm focusing on winning, not losing. Doesn't mean that I won't have setbacks. Doesn't mean that I won't experience failure on some level. You're going to experience failure. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about, when I do fail, can I learn from it? Can I take something away from it? Can I say, okay, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can do this. This seems to work pretty good. And eventually you get there. It's called trial and error. It's how everybody gets to where they're going. Now, there are the times when you can find somebody who's done it already, who has a level of expertise in any given area, who can literally compress time and get you there and avoid you having to learn it on your own. My grandmother used to call that borrowed sense. And all it meant is you were able to take the experiences of other people and learn from them versus having to go out and learn it yourself. It's an unbelievable way to shorten your curve. So again, focus is about turning down the noise, prioritizing the things that are important, and choosing what you're going to give your attention to. Remember what I say, whatever you focus on, you feel. Whatever you give your attention to, you're giving your focus to. Whatever you give it to is what you're going to feel. You start focusing on the things that go wrong, you're going to have a down turn in serotonin and dopamine, and you're going to start to feel down. That's going to make you more lethargic. That's going to make you less energetic and willing to do the things you need to do. And you're going to have a day where you didn't get a lot done. Whereas if you focus on the positive and say, hey, I see that right there, I'll deal with it, but I'm going to knock this stuff out. I'm going to get this stuff done. And I'm going to have a great day. I don't care what goes on, I'm going to have a great day. And you do it by that. Have you prayer and meditation time first thing in the morning. Wake up, find your reason to be grateful. Give God thanks, spend some time with God, spend some time with yourself in meditation, some of it reflecting, some of it projecting, looking out into your future and visualizing the things you want to do. Give it clarity. The more clearer your vision, the more likely you are to fulfill it. And then in that prayer, and then I have mental meditation, and then I have verbal meditation where I'm in that place, but I'm also speaking it. And remember, your self-talk is powerful. So what you speak, especially in a state of meditation where you've cleared your head, you're approaching as close to the state of theta in brain waves as possible. Your brain is receiving it, and your subconscious is receiving it. And when your subconscious receives it and holds it as truth, it behaves in a manner that it respects it as truth and as an experience. So there's so much that you can do. But what I want to do is encourage you. Don't fall victim to the idea that all things are going to come together and work for you and nothing's going to go wrong. Working together for you means that no matter what happens, the end outcome is going to be what it was supposed to be. Your job is to simply focus on it and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to leave you to whatever your day is. But remember, whatever you focus on, you feel. As I always say, I live my